Hello, Internet! I'm back with a new haircut and a new book. If I hear that I look like Velma one more time, Jinkies! Alrighty, so this week I reviewed You Are a Badass Every Day, which is like a really exciting title, I feel like, just to start with. I did review You Are a Badass already, so you can check that out on my YouTube or just a few videos down on my Instagram. This is the same author, it's just a continuation of her You Are a Badass series. I also have to read You Are a Badass at Making Money, which I feel like is even more exciting, really, because everyone wants to make more money, right? Alright, so this book was pretty cute. Like, it just made me feel really, really good. That was like the main thing for me, is that reading it, I just kept thinking like, oh, this makes me feel so good. It was kind of like a warm hug type of book that just makes you feel happy and excited and grateful and joyful, and I'm not sure what else you could ask for from a book. Okay, so as usual, I'm gonna review just a few of my favorite things from this book. Keep in mind it's very short, and some of the pages are literally like 2 lines that make you think a lot, that they're like really important information, but that's it. So I probably could have finished it in just a day or two, but took a couple days to read it and really absorb it. And there's a lot of exercises that she asks you to do. You don't have to, of course, she doesn't know. I won't know, but you should do them. And she says, like, take a moment to write down, 5 things around you that you haven't noticed before, or 5 things that you really love about yourself that you've never acknowledged. Really a lot of visualization techniques, which is very, very hard for me. I don't know why. I have a very overactive imagination in some situations, but for some reason when it comes to visualizing like my dream life, my goals, the things that I want, it's just like a giant notepad that is blank. Like a really bad charades game where you just draw nothing because you don't know what to draw. That's basically what happens with me. So anyway, one of my favorite things of this book to start with is that she talked about having a spiritual gym that you go to. And at first I was like, whoa, a gym that there's ghosts at? That sounds awesome, because I also love paranormal stuff, but it was not a gym for ghosts, unfortunately. If anyone knows about that, please hit me up. I'd love to know. But this was talking about how you should maintain a spiritual gym, basically going back to a few things that make you feel really good and are going to maintain your high vibe, good vibe, whatever makes you feel the best. So she listed some examples of what might be in your gym, but it changes for every single person. I think these are pretty accurate for me as well. But she said like meditation, which is something that I try to do every day, even though it's very difficult for me. Journaling, those visualization techniques that I said before, really kind of envisioning what you want your life to be. Like if it could be anything, which it can be, is what all these books say, is it can literally be exactly what you want. So why not make it? And I'm like, amazing. But if you could make it whatever you want, writing down what that would look like. And that's one of those techniques that she's referencing. So there's meditation, there's exercising. That's really important in some way. For me, it's really good to clear out my anxiety. That really helps with it. Having like a mentor that you go to talk about, things you're struggling with, inner battles, all those crazy thoughts. Therapy, that's something that's optional, of course. And then listening to speakers or podcasts that really make you feel good. That's a really big one. That's hard for me because I love true crime and paranormal things, as I said. So sometimes I struggle because I'm like, oh, I want to be in a good vibration and I want to be in a high vibe, but I also want to listen to this 30-minute podcast in detail about someone being dismembered. So it's hard to be on both vibes. That's why I switch it up with a couple different podcasts. In the true crime ones, I also have a comedy one I love about 5-star reviews that I listen to, or Yelp reviews actually that I listen to. That's really funny, so I kind of like break it up with that. And then I also listen to a new one by Haley Hoffman Smith that's really good called Big Conversations. That's just a really good, like, inspiring entrepreneurial female empowerment podcast, so I like that one as well. Anyway, those are the things that are in my spiritual gym, so maybe you can take a minute and kind of think about what would be in your spiritual gym to make you feel the best that you would want to go to every day. A big thing she talks about, like I said, is this visualization is manifesting, which is what I talk about a lot, is that manifesting your dream life, you just have to do it. You have to write it down, you have to envision it, and you can literally have anything you want right there. It's already waiting for you in the universe. You just got to make it happen. And every single time I read it, I'm like, damn it, I just gotta make it happen. It's like a very inspiring thing, but also really tough, because sometimes there's like a block, you know, and it feels like it's so difficult, but it's really not. Every single one of these books says that it's really not. And there has been a lot of times, especially lately, where I thought about something that I really wanted. Maybe I even wrote it down or just really envisioned it in my head of like, what would it feel like if I had that? And then it happens. And I was like, oh shit. And like really excited and like, oh my God, I feel like a witch on Halloween, like doing some witchy stuff, because it just absolutely happened exactly like I want. So you kind of got to hold on to that like gratitude feeling and that excitement feeling in order to, you take that feeling, you hold on to that to visualize even more, basically getting in that state of mind and holding on to it as tight as you can until you get more. Another thing I really loved about this book is that it, like I said in the beginning, it was very like joyful and grateful and happy, and there's a lot of key phrases and things that she says to just make sure that you have a more joyful life. So this is a great read if you just feel like sometimes you're slipping into like a little bit of sadness or depression and you just need like a little burst of happiness and you don't have me to talk to all the time. Then you can pick up this book and open just one page and read something really nice that motivates you and feels good. And I think that's a really special thing to have on your shelf, is that book to go back to that you know is going to help you. The very last thing that's my favorite thing of this book is that it's literally a reminder of the title that you are a badass. Every day, every second of every day, we're so hard on ourselves and we let all the little negativities like just take us down basically. And it's a great reminder that every single thing you do is a step in the right direction and a step in what you want to do, and that you are a badass no matter what you're doing. It's going to help you in some way and it's going to make you feel good, and you have to hold on onto that and remember that, because sometimes it feels like there's no one in your corner, but there is, and it's you. You're in your corner and you have to be there for you, and remind yourself, because you can read these books as many times as you want, but if you don't fix whatever's going on in your mind or in your heart, or in your chakras or whatever, it's always going to be there, and these books aren't going to help. So you literally have to retrain your brain to 100% believe that you are a badass every single day. And if it takes reading this book and watching this video every week, then that's fine, because it's a great reminder and it made me feel great about myself, and I appreciate it, and I'm grateful to have you guys choose this one, and I hope you feel the same way when you read it.